Have you ever told yourself, I can't speak English because I don't know enough words? If you have, you're not alone. Thousands of people think the same way every single day. They open a dictionary, see thousands of English words, and immediately feel discouraged. They think, how can I ever learn all of these? So instead of speaking, they wait. They wait until they know more vocabulary. They wait until their grammar becomes perfect. They wait until they feel confident. But the truth is, that day never comes because confidence is not something you get before you start. Confidence is something you build while you are speaking. Let me share something that can completely change the way you look at learning English. In your daily life, you don't use thousands of different words. Think about your own language. Every day you talk about your family, your work, your studies, your food, your plans, your feelings, and your daily routine. The same topics come back again and again. The same expressions are repeated. The same conversations happen in different situations. English works in exactly the same way. You don't need 10,000 words to introduce yourself. You don't need a huge dictionary to order food, ask for directions, talk to a friend, answer a phone call, or explain your day. Most everyday conversations are built with simple, common words that people use repeatedly. That means your success doesn't depend on learning everything. It depends on learning the right things first. Imagine someone who knows only 500 useful English words but practices them every day. Now imagine another person who has memorized 5,000 words but never speaks because they are afraid of making mistakes. Which person do you think will communicate better? In most cases, it is the first person. Why? Because language is a skill, not a memory test. Speaking is about using what you know, not showing how much you know. Many learners spend months collecting new vocabulary, like someone collecting books, but never reading them. They fill notebooks with difficult words that they never use in real conversations. Then they wonder why they still cannot speak. The answer is simple. Words become powerful only when they become part of your daily speech. Start looking at your vocabulary differently. Don't ask yourself, how many words do I know? Instead, ask yourself, how many words do I actually use? That one question can change your learning journey. Even if you know only a few hundred words today, you already have enough to begin making simple sentences. Those simple sentences will become longer. Those longer sentences will become conversations. Those conversations will slowly become confidence. Stop chasing perfection. Start building consistency. Every word you use is more valuable than 100 words you only recognize. Your voice grows stronger every time you choose to speak instead of staying silent. Remember, fluency doesn't begin with knowing everything. It begins with using what you already have. Now that you understand you don't need thousands of words to begin speaking English, the next question is even more important. What should you do every day? The answer is surprisingly simple. Practice. Not once in a while, not only when you feel motivated. Practice every single day, even if it's just for 10 minutes. Many people believe they need hours of free time to improve their English. They wait for the perfect schedule, the perfect course, or the perfect mood. But life doesn't work that way. Some days are busy, some days are stressful. Some days you feel tired before you even begin. If you depend on motivation, your progress will always move forward and backward. But if you build a daily habit, your progress never stops. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't wake up every morning asking yourself if you feel inspired to do it. You simply do it because it has become part of your life. English should become the same. It shouldn't feel like a heavy task. It should become a small daily habit that quietly changes your future. 10 focused minutes every day are more powerful than 3 hours once a week. Why? Because your brain learns through repetition. Every time you hear English, speak English, or think in English, your brain strengthens those connections. It slowly begins to recognize patterns. The words become familiar. The sentences become easier. Speaking starts to feel natural instead of forced. Don't underestimate the power of small efforts. A tiny improvement today may not seem exciting. You may finish your practice session and think, I still make mistakes. That's completely normal. Growth is often invisible in the beginning. You don't notice it day by day. You notice it after weeks and months when suddenly you realize you can understand more than before, speak longer than before, and feel less afraid than before. Make your daily practice simple. Speak about what you see around you. Describe your room, talk about your breakfast, Explain your plans for tomorrow. Read a short paragraph aloud. Listen to a few minutes of English and repeat what you hear. Don't worry if your sentences are short. A short sentence spoken with confidence is worth much more than a perfect sentence that never leaves your mind. Some days, your English will sound better than others. That's normal. Athletes have good days and bad days. Musicians have good performances and difficult ones. Every skill improves through regular practice, not through perfect practice. English is no different. The biggest mistake is missing one day, then another, and then convincing yourself you failed. Don't let one missed day become a missed month. If you skip today, begin again tomorrow. Never allow guilt to become an excuse to quit. Remember, your goal isn't to impress anyone. Your goal is to become a little better than you were yesterday. One new sentence, one new expression, one more minute of speaking. These small victories may seem ordinary, but together they create extraordinary results. One day, someone will ask you, how did your English become so natural? They won't see the quiet mornings, the short practice sessions, the repeated mistakes, or the moments when you kept going even without confidence. They will only see the result, but you will know the truth. It wasn't one big breakthrough. It was the decision to keep showing up every single day. A few minutes today can change the way you speak for the rest of your life. By now, you've realized that you don't need thousands of words, and you've also seen the power of practicing every single day. But there is one more truth that changes everything. Learning words is not enough. Words by themselves cannot help you speak. A word is only a tool. It becomes useful only when you know how to use it in a sentence. Many English learners spend months memorizing vocabulary lists. They write new words in notebooks, highlight them in different colors, and test themselves every week. It feels like progress because the notebook becomes full. But then someone asks them a simple question in English, and suddenly their mind goes blank. Not because they don't know the words, but because they have never practiced using them together. Think about it this way. If someone gives you hundreds of beautiful bricks, can you build a house immediately? Of course not. You must learn how those bricks fit together. English works the same way. Words are like bricks, but sentences are the house. If you only collect words, you'll always have a pile of bricks. When you learn to build sentences, that's when communication begins. So instead of asking yourself, what new words should I learn today? Ask a better question. How can I use the words I already know? That single question will take you much further than trying to memorize another 50 difficult words. Let's say you know simple words like go, market, today, buy, and food. Those few words can already help you create useful sentences. I go to the market today. I want to buy food. I went with my friend. They may not be perfect in the beginning, but they are real. They are spoken English. And every sentence you create teaches your brain something new. Start talking about your own life because your life gives you unlimited practice. When you wake up in the morning, say, I'm getting out of bed. While making tea, say, I am making tea. Before leaving home, say, I am going to work or I am going to college. In the evening, talk about what happened during your day. You don't need a classroom for this. Your daily routine is already your classroom. This is why real life practice is so powerful. Your brain remembers information that has meaning. If you use English to describe your own experiences, your own emotions, and your own daily activities, those sentences stay with you much longer than random examples from a textbook. Don't be afraid if your sentences sound simple. Simplicity is not weakness. In fact, the world's best communicators often use simple language because simple language is clear, confident, and easy to understand. Speaking English is not about sounding complicated. It is about expressing your ideas naturally. Every conversation starts with small sentences. Nobody begins by speaking long, perfect paragraphs. Children don't learn their first language that way, and neither should you. They repeat short phrases every day until those phrases become automatic. You can do exactly the same. There will be moments when you forget a word. Don't stop speaking. Use another word that means something similar. Explain your idea in a different way. Communication is not about finding the perfect word. It is about making sure the